What is up, everybody? This is Modern Grimlock, and this is a video I probably could have done like a year ago. But for a couple reasons, I did not do it. Number one, because the game completely revamped, and it changed a lot of my opinions for certain spirits. And number two, because honestly, some of them are just, it depends on what you do with the spirit, because especially in the old version, yes, way more freedom with how you can work them. So for one person, this spirit may be amazing. For somebody else, they probably suck. But regardless, since the global version is officially shutting down soon, which we all hate, I tried to have hope that it would stay, but we were wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and do a tier list on all the spirits that we've had, especially from the old version, and even the ones that came back on the new ones. I'm just going to rank all of them on how I view them, the way I had them upgraded. And like I said, some people may agree with this, some people may not. But oh well, we're gonna have fun anyway. Okay? So first off, oh by the way, before I start, first of all, if you guys want to see more Data Live content, especially from Data Live Spirit Pledge, make sure you like this video and subscribe. And also, I'm trying to explain the way I'm gonna do my tier list. I'm basing it on a few things. For one thing is just how strong the spirit is, if they're DPS, or how useful their support is. So if they're supposed to hit hard, do they hit hard? And if their support, do they really gonna help everybody? Also, I'm gonna be looking at how easy it is to get them to max. So if they're a rare character, but you have to get them at C6 or get them to max level for them to be any useful, then they're not going to be as high on my list, because I'm not just ranking them at max. I'm ranking them just how most people will probably get them, because I don't have everybody at max. And I think that's the main thing I'm going to be looking at. I do have an undecided column, because there were a few spirits I didn't get myself, probably like 5 in total on this list I didn't get. So I don't really have a strong opinion on them. I can't really speak on it. But let's go ahead and get started. First, we have the starter Toka. Let me just, because she's a starter, I'm putting her at C for now. Like, yeah, she sucks, and there's way better versions of her later. But, I mean, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna just do that. Makes more sense. AST Origami. This is also what I'm looking at. If there's better versions of the same character, then I'm probably one of us. That may affect their score as well. AST Origami, yeah, I feel fine putting you at D. Also, the other thing is, after the update, the elemental changes that they made to some characters, it really affected some of them. It made some of them even better than I thought in the old version, and some are way worse. So we're going to get to that as well. Yoshino. Yoshino is meant to be support. I meant to have a separate column completely for support, but I never really used her, even as support, so and she's really easy, like the easiest character to get besides Toka. So I still put her at D just because there's way more. I didn't really use support at all until the HD revamp, so I don't really have a strong opinion on support characters either way. Mana, I think I didn't use her enough. I probably could have put her at C if I actually worked on her before. I prefer the other Mana, who wasn't that much better, but still. Kurumi. On the old version, these two specifically probably been way higher because, number one, they were so easy to get. So even when the revamp came, most people had these two at like 14,000 BP already. But the HD revamp, to me, it really hurt dark and light spirits. Like, they only had an advantage against each other, which is literally 1/7 of the enemies in the game. But the hardest boss in the game is light, so Kurumi could probably help against that, but even then she just wasn't as strong. But because she was so easy to get before, at least, and even now, because she's in every banner, I pulled her many times when I didn't want to. I put her at B. Coterie, I have a bias for, because I use her all the time. I could very rightfully put her at S and not even blink an eye. But I think I put her and Kurumi at B, just because they were so easy to get on the old version. Literally both were free, and they could just be so strong. And even on the old version, I mean, no, but the revamp, these two were in every banner. Seriously. So it was probably easier to get them to max even for new players. But even then, I do think that there are some of the more rare spirits that trumps them completely. Kaguya. Kaguya I didn't use at all until the revamp. And honestly, she might be the only 4-star, or they used to be, what, AA? Probably the only one I may put at B. Actually, nah, that's too generous. I put her at C. She surprised me. But, yeah, let me not get crazy. Yuzuru. I think I put her at B, because she's an easy support character. Only problem I always had with Yuzuru is her skills take so long to activate. They help, like her skill 2, I think, lowers the enemy's defense. Her awakening increases movement speed and attack. That's fine, but her other 2 moves were kind of useless, and it take so long to get the ones you need activated. But when you can, it works out, and again, she's free and easy to get. At least on the old version, she was free. So, she gets some extra points for that as well. Ellen. I've never used Ellen too much, so I can't really speak on her for real. I'm gonna put her right here. I'm pretty sure she was good. I don't know about Kotori and Kurumi levels, but I'll just put her there for now. Miku. I always preferred Miku's skills over Yuzuru. The problem is that I have with Miku is her skills just take a long time to activate. That's on any game I play. I hate any character that has a long wind-up time. Not really wind-up, but you know when you press the button to do the move and it doesn't come out to like 5 seconds later. And in those 5 seconds, I'm getting hit across my head. And then my move get canceled. So now I just wasted time. So yeah. I think I put Miku at C. Her healing was very powerful. I almost want to put her at B just for that. But the other skill, like, I'll press the button and it get canceled before I even get activated, so it kind of just rendered it useless. Mana, well, Vanagon or Mana. I want to say C because I kind of liked her. She was more fun than regular Mana. You know, she could fly. So I'll probably do this. No, let me try and put them in a specific order. Because she's support. Like I said, on the old version, I didn't use support as much. On the newer version, you kind of had to, though. So, I had to learn. But, let me see. In that case, let me do that. There we go. Now, Tenka, or Inverse Toka. By the way, I got this list set up more or less in the order that they debuted in the last 3 years, at least on global. So, I may have missed a few. I don't remember. It was so long ago. But, Inverse Toka. Kind of hard for me to talk about her right now. On the old version, I don't think she was as strong because she was the first double S spirit, the first rare spirit we got on the old version. But she got power crept very badly. Like, immediately Crimson Kurumi came out, what, like a month or 2 later? And Inverse Toka was just an afterthought. And then she didn't come back for another year. Unless you got that extra pack where you could get a bunch of diamonds through the summon. Which I'm pretty sure, like most people, well, like myself, most people didn't even use the summon. They just took the diamonds and did something else with it. But then in the new version, she came back as Dark. So that's, again, I already say how I feel about Dark and Light characters. That hurt her a lot too. Problem is, I'm playing JP now, and Inverse Toka is magic. And magic might be my favorite element, which I'm going to get to in a second. But we're talking about global now. I'm going to have to put her at B to be fair. But just the fact that Kurumi and Kotori, you could easily get Kurumi and Kotori way stronger than Tenka. on Global. Because they were so much easier to get to. Because like I said, Tanka never came back until like a year later. Over a year, actually. But, let me see. Shikana Toka. She's a very weird one because they completely changed her in the HD revamp. Old version, she was easy to get. She was technically free. But that theater level was annoying as crap to try to get fragments from. Sang. But she was fun. I will say that. They may put some of my they may alter some of my judgment on characters, how fun they were to me. Shikana Toka was one of the most fun with that AB combo, which they no longer believe in. But then they made her win because they realized there were not enough wind spirits besides the Yamai twins, who were 4-star. So I guess Shikana Toka just got picked. But honestly, I'd rather that than her being light or dark. So I'll put her. I'll put her at B. Now, let me see something. I think I'm gonna move these two up. Oh, honestly, Kura might move down because, like I said, being dark hurt her. But Inverse Toka I may leave at B. She's fun. I like her too. I like both of these Tokas actually. But just her being dark on Global really hurt. And she's a rare character at that, so you would expect more. I'm probably going to be changing this around as we go, so don't worry. Crimson Kurumi. I only played her when they had those trials on the old version. She came out like 2 or 3 times. But I never actually had her myself. So I can't speak on her too much. I do know that she was kind of good. Probably the best dark character we had on the old version. And like I said, she pretty much eclipsed Toka when she came out. I mean, Inverse Toka. Like, it just kept on getting even worse and worse for Tanka, unfortunately. And now we have Natsumi. I'm about to, you know what? I won't do it. Actually, you know what? Because she's not as easy as Koda and Corbin, but she was pretty easy to get. And the HD revamp made Natsumi so strong with her being magic. Because she is a support character, but that's basically by title alone. She was probably my strongest spirit. When they revamped the game, I think Natsumi was my strongest spirit. Her being magic, she had the effectiveness against every type in the game, save dark and light, and magic itself. She could support her allies, raise everybody attack. She could heal. She could survive herself. She could create little gems, which they didn't happen all the time in the old version. But she alone could make those items, consumables you could pick up on the map or on the field. She just did everything. Yeah, I'm putting her up here. She's probably going to be a low S, but I'm putting her S because her what the word I'm looking for? Utility. That's the word I'm looking for. Her utility just surpasses almost everybody else. Which again, I'm biased for because she's one of my favorite characters. I use her all the time anyway. And her moves are so easy to do, especially when you get her to max and you can do the little fast respawn for your gems with her transform ability. Like, she just did everything. I don't see why not. So, Ice Princess Yoshino. Honestly, I was not a fan of her. I got her at first just because I wanted a Yoshino and I wasn't finna bother with the freaking 4-star one. Not 4, but B rank one. But Ice Princess Yoshino, I was pretty disappointed in. I'm not gonna put her at D, but I wasn't a fan of her. She never came back either, by the way. And for those of you who didn't play the old version, they made a new Kurumi and Yoshino was never seen on a show or any type of media. They just made it up for the game. I think they might be the only version of characters on here. Ice Princess Yoshino and Crimson Kurumi, yeah. So, yeah, but I wasn't a fan of her. She was available in theater mode. I think the first theater mode, actually, was for her. So, the fact that she never came back was completely strange to me because she was one of the first characters we got. But like I said, I wasn't a fan, especially when we got a way better Yoshino later on. So, Next up is Mayuri. I started playing like a couple months before Mayuri came out. I was just using Kotori and Natsumi. But Mayuri was my first like really strong spirit. Because she was rare. She was the third double S spirit we got. And she was, for a while, my strongest character actually. And I didn't even have her at max. It just compared to Kotori and Natsumi at the time. She just was way better. Now eventually I got Kotori and Natsumi way stronger than her. That's when I realized like the rare spirits are actually hard to use. Problem is when it comes to HD, especially with the system they added, it locked a lot of their moves. I think I've explained that before, so I'm not going to go in detail, but basically it made it harder to unlock some of her good moves. And again, I put her above Tanka. I may put her at A actually. No, I put her at A. It was kind of underwhelming unless you have her at C6. Because some of y'all you may have seen my old videos. I was trash talking Mayuri the last few months of the game, you know, when they were actually doing stuff. But once I got her to C6, then my opinion changed. Then she just like almost broken. But the fact that you have to get that long, and I had her for 2 years. I had Mayuri for 2 years before I finally got all of her copies. And she wasn't doing all that before. So the fact that it took so much to get her there, it kind of hurts. But these three were so easy to get. Natsumi, Kotori, and Kurumi. Like anybody could get them the max. Next we have look, Queen was too good. I'm sorry. Queen was so good that I never wanted to summon her because she was too easy. I don't know how many times I went into multiplayer to fight some random angel or something, and then 2 seconds in, they're dead because Queen just one-shot them. Because I didn't even want to study Queen. This is why I don't think I did a video for her. She probably the only one I didn't do one for. One of my review videos. I just never wanted to play her because she was too easy. Like, I remember people were complaining about it when they changed her combos, but she was still strong then too. But on the old version, it was just like, if somebody brought Queen, you might as well not even play. If you're doing multiplayer mode, you could one-shot anything with her. It was just too easy. And honestly, I don't want to say Weenie Hut Jr., but I always call Queen the Weenie Hut Jr. character. If you just want somebody to just one-shot everything, then there you go. And it didn't even take much to get her that strong. Like, you didn't have to have her maxed out like Mayuri. You probably have maybe 1 or 2 copies of her and her Sephira, and get her Angel up. But like other than that, she's gonna be good. Queen at 5,000 BP was embarrassing. My Kotori, Mayuri, Blonde, all them at 8,000 BP. So yeah. Anyway, Angel Origami. Now Angel Origami, I tried to use on the old version. First of all, her banner also never came back, even though she was just a regular S rank. Then on HD, they made her light, which I've said I'm not a big fan of, unless you're Queen, because she's just that strong. But for some reason, which I still don't understand, they made Origami the best healer in the game when they made the remake. I don't know if she had those abilities before, because I was never able to get it. Like, the level just took too long. She was free too, so that helps. But I just was never able to get there on the old version. But on the new version, she was a way better healer than even Kotori and Kurumi, who both had abilities to heal in the series. Origami didn't. She was just fast. So she wasn't that strong as much as I used her. I hate to say it, she wasn't that strong. But that healing saved my life on plenty of occasions, so I think I put her at A. DEM Origami. She was fun. I think she's the only no, she's not the only Origami with a gun. It's her main weapon, yeah. But she's probably a C as well. I'll move her up some. No, I won't, because Miku support and Kage actually came back and improved herself, so yeah. And then next, hold on, let me go through. This is basically the first year of the game. On global at least. starting like June of 2020. All these basically the first year. Origami and DM Origami came out like January of 2021, I think. 2021. But the rest of these all came out in 2020. Queen, I think, was the last spirit we got that year. Then had the Origamis. Then we had our first collab with a certain magical index. We had Makoto Mitsuka and Kuroko Shirai. Makoto, she was okay. I didn't get her to max, but she was pretty good. Again, she never came back though. So if you didn't get her to max then that was it. I don't think I'll put her above Myra. She was fun too. If she came back, she would have been lightning. But let's see, would I put her at cause S rank the ones that I just view as like almost broken. So let me see. Like I said, Koda and Kurumi were not the strongest one. It's just they were the easiest ones to get that high to where you need them to be. Like you could play the whole game with one of these two as your main characters, Koda or Kurumi, and you'll be just fine. I was a Koda main, and I saw a lot of Kurumi mains that are doing just fine too. So that's the thing. Didn't see a lot of Mayuris because, like I said, it took a lot to get her there. And Makoto, she only came back one time, but she was very strong though. I ain't gonna lie. You know what? Actually, let me bring Origami down a little bit. This one, yeah, I think that's about right. Cause really, the only useful thing about her was her healing, which helped me a lot. So this is why I wanted to put her at A, but nah. Kuroko Shirai, this is my problem. Cause she's like my favorite character on that show, on the whole Index series. Kuroko Shirai is my favorite one, but on here, they basically made her just a support character for Makoto. And that was really disappointing. I really wanted to just play her. But also, she was a 4-star, so she wasn't going to be as strong anyway at the time. So, I'm going to have to put her like... I was not a fan of that Yoshino, but I'll put her about right here. No, you're too high, now I think about it. Let me see. Wait, no. I think I'll do that. But yeah, they were disappointed that basically she was only good for supporting Makoto, who I wasn't going to use enough to need a support character just for her. So they kind of just killed Kuroko for me, which I hate because I like her. But next was Inverse Origami. She is going up here. She was incredibly strong, especially on the old version. I ain't use her too much on the new version because there's so many other dark characters too. I prefer to use Inverse Toka, who I did have at max. I think I told the story how I got her maxed out on accident on the old version. So I always just went straight to her because I wasn't able to get Inverse Origami as many copies. But on the old version alone, she was very powerful. Just, I don't know what else to say. She is. Other than Queen, for a minute, I think she was the strongest character. I think it was, for a while, it was Queen, then Devil, I think. Yeah. Then, Ice Volunteer, I didn't some of her. I like Don Maki. I'm just not a big fan of Ice, so I didn't do her banner, so I can't really speak on her. Biscuit Smasher. We all know that I like her on JP. She's one of my 3 mains, along with Koda and Natsumi. But problem is, on the old version, I was never able to get her that high on global. So, and her level was very annoying to get, just like Shikana Toka. I believe she was meant to be support. Like I said, my opinion of her changed because of JP. I actually used her a lot on there. But it's for global. And back then, I was kind of disappointed, most because it took so long to get her anywhere. So I'm put her right here at B. Then we have our third collab, Hyperdimension Neptunia. This was like the summer of 2020, and this what made me a fan of Neptune. Well, I've been playing so many games ever since. Started here, Blonde. I will personally put her about right here. For a minute, I always played Blonde. Like, when I got her, my 3 main characters were Coterie, Natsumi, and Blonde. I said that plenty of times. So, yeah. The problem with Blonde is, for the first few months when I had her, I was playing her wrong. I was using a more conservative build because they had a certain type of energy. You know, Faith. If you play the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, you know they need shares or Faith to have any power. So that was their abilities on this game. And I was playing the path to try to conserve her Faith, which kind of made her suck. But once I just said forget it and just went all out with her power, she became my hardest hitting spirit in the game. Like, as soon as I made the decision to switch some of her paths, which you could do back then, she was immediately stronger than every spirit that I had. From Inverse Origami, who I didn't have at max, to Coterie. Like, she was, yeah, it was way different. Her health sucked, but at least she could hit pretty hard. Neptune I had, but I didn't use her enough. But she was also very good. I think I put her at B. The main reason I put these two so high because they came back. I think they're one of only 2 collab characters that actually got to come back because there were 2 parts of their celebration. And they came back they were on the first part and came back for the second one. So I put them up high. Most people probably would have Neptune up high. If you ask anybody else, have her higher. Like I said, I didn't use her that much, but I did use Blonde. So yeah. Next we have Shirion. She is up here too. I think she was the next spirit. No, I'll do that. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, now someone's gonna be a low edge chick because she was so easy to get to. But I think these 3 were the best spirits in the game. Like, anybody else afterwards? There may be some. No, there's one more contender afterward. Yeah, I'm gonna get to her in a second. But yeah, Shirion, she came out, and again, it didn't take long to get her to max. You didn't need her at C6 to one-shot anything. You could have maybe 1 or 2 copies, and she was gonna be destroying the whole game anyway. So yeah, she immediately. It was debatable at one point, I believe. Some people were debating whether she was stronger than Queen or not. I didn't have Queen at the time, so I couldn't say so. But I don't know about that. She easily took that second spot, though. I will say that. She easily took that from Inverse Origami. And then after that, we had part 2 of the Neptunia collab. Noir and Vert. Noir I used a little more than Neptune. Some of her moves were fun, too. Like, there was one move where she would just snap her finger and just do an AoE or something. I think I put her above Neptune. Well, Neptune had bleed damage. She had some kind of. I think she might have been the only. Well, no, it was another one that had bleed later. I think she was the first one to have bleed damage, I believe. So that helps out. Noir was more fun though. And then you have Vert. I didn't summon for Vert, which is strange because she's one of my favorite goddesses to play in the Neptunia games. But on here, they made her a straight up support character. I won't say specifically just for the Neptunia character, but I didn't summon for support. So if they were going to make her a support character, I just left it alone. I just played her on the Neptunia games. So I'll put her like maybe B. I'll probably have a different opinion on her if she came back, but she never did on the new version. So when we had to use support, so they were sad. Also, the Neptunia collab might be the highest collab spirits I rank because, well, no, they won't. Next, we had Maria. Well, Maria and Marina. I had both of them, but as you guys have seen, I always like Marina more. And plus, she's the only one that came back, so I could reevaluate my judgment and still say, yeah, she was amazing. I think I put her at S as well. Well, it's kind of biased though. I put her at a high A because she's fun too, and she, I gotta put her at A. I really should do a separate column for like double S. You know what? Yeah, I gotta do that because it's a big gap between some of these. Yeah, I think that's more fair. But in that case, then I might have to I'll move around when I get finished. But Maria, I didn't use her as much. So I'll probably put her at let me see. Again, she never came back, so her banner only came out like one. I think they might have came back before the game shut down. Before they revamped the game. She might have came back one time, but I probably didn't bother. No, I'm putting her undecided for now. Because like I said, I didn't use her. Vert as well. I'm putting all the ones I didn't have or didn't use at all. Put them in undecided. Renee is... Honestly, she could probably be higher because she's magic on the new version. So I think I'll put her right here. Just because she have more utility. But, I don't know. Between Renee and Yoshino, you can argue for a sec. Queen was clearly number one. Like, I don't think there's even an argument about that. Queen clearly number one. Then Renee and Shirion Yoshino, I think you could debate them being number 2 and 3. Crimson Kurumi's, some people probably say is top 5 as well. Like I said, I just didn't use her enough to say that. So I can't really have an opinion on her. But I'll say after that would be Inverse Origami, then everybody else. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. Nah, I'll keep her here. You know what? We'll see. I'm gonna rearrange this when I finish. Rio I didn't have, so I can't talk about her. I didn't summon her. Again, she was support, so I didn't bother summoning her either. Then we had our final collab. We had Bofuri. It started with Maple. I'm gonna put Maple like I don't know about double S up there with the broken category, which is what I should call it. You know what, matter of fact. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But Maple, she was pretty good too. She had a lot of defense as well. Her moves are fun. Like if you play both, I mean not play, but if you watch Bofuri, you probably seen the stuff that Maple can do. She does like half of that on this game, which is still a lot. And she had an ability where she could support at least in multiplayer mode. It didn't really work in single player. I tried it several times, but in multiplayer mode it definitely did help. So anybody who has a combination of helping themselves and helping your whole team, they get bonus points. That's why Natsumi is so high. So, then we had Sally. That's what I really was more focused on at the time with Sally. She's fast. I put her like probably here. Like I said, I could easily put Blonde at high S for me because she, if I was being biased, trying not to be. But honestly, I feel like if I actually got more copies of her, or just did more with her, she would have been way stronger. But for now, and it wasn't that long after this when we had the revamp, so I didn't really get a chance to mess around with her. And then a long time passed before we got any new characters, had a revamp and a lot of reruns. And then we finally got in the fall Nia and Mukuro. Nia, I think I put her at S. Like, she was strong in a for a light character, she was pretty strong, and she was support. So I might put her at a low S. Let me see. And for a minute, she was a good healer. But then Angel Origami came and took that spot for me. But the fact that you could just have Nia on the team and make everybody else stronger, like I would literally just make a team, just put Nia on there, put Nia in the middle, and boom. It's that easy. Then Mukuro, the last new spirit we gotten on Data Live, period. Which is last fall for global. See, the thing is, I got Mukuro, but I didn't really have to work on her that much because I had Coterie for fire. And she just came in as another fire spirit, which was very odd to me. But I mean, who else besides Coterie? Had to be somebody. Kind of like Shekinah Toka, had to be Win. But like I said, I'm more of a Coterie fan, but let me not kid myself. She was definitely up here. I thought I'd do that. Let me see. I'm about to rearrange a lot of this stuff. See, I think these 4 straight right here, they were broken. Especially at the time they came out. Like, this is what I mean when I say Inverse Toka got power crept, because almost every other double S spirit that came after her was just way better than her. So, yeah, she didn't need to come back. Because who really cared? I care now on JP because she's magic. Something that just dawned on me recently. But, S rank. S and A, some of these are interchangeable. So Maple was good. Marina, I think I put Marina first. Also, again, she gets bonus points for me just because she's so fun with her teleporting. That's only my personal bias on that. I'm trying to ignore that. But regardless, she was still very strong. And being lightning, she took Mayuri's role as best lightning DPS on the HD because she was so much easier to get to max. But Mayuri, you had to have all copies of her for her to do anything. But Marina, you didn't. Maybe like 3 or 4 copies. But still better than Mayuri. So, Maple, I still put right there at second. Natsumi, again, like, I could put her higher than that. Just because of how easy it is to get her in comparison to a lot of these. And just how much she does for the team. Like, yes. Do I want to put her at first? Nah, I won't. I should, but I won't. Mukuro, I played around with her. I still prefer Coterie, of course. Like, that's not going to change. Even when she comes back on JP. I really may not even bother. Blonde, again, she was very powerful. Her defense, you kind of had to sacrifice her defense for her attack to be stronger. But, yeah, I think I'll keep her there. Neptune was probably more all around, though, so I'll put her a little higher. Even though I didn't use her as much. Then Sally, I did focus a lot on her more than I did Maple, but I still say Maple was better. Sally was just faster. Nia I could probably put higher, but again, she was mostly for support. But she was pretty good at it too, though. I'm not gonna lie. Then Noir, I feel like she should be higher than that. Cause I used her more than Neptune, but I still think Neptune might have been better. Coulter and Corbin, like I said, because they were so easy to get, I could probably put them in S2 and I wouldn't feel bad about it. But I'll just leave them there for now, just because they're probably the most standard spirit for most people when they're first starting to get one of these two. Especially in the early days of the game, it was mostly these two. So, told y'all how I felt about Mayuri. Then got the undecided down here. I should know more about Maria. And I think they can stay there. Is there anybody that I forgot about? Because, like I said, I had this in order from when they came out on Global in the last 3 years. Before the revamp and afterwards. Yeah, I think I'll keep it like this. This is how I feel about them right now. Just from my remembrance, especially the ones who never got revamped. Like the collabs, just remembering how they were before. Or how I used them at least. I believe this is decent enough tier list. At least on my opinion on how they performed in the history of the global version. So, I know a lot of people not going to agree with this. But, let me know in the comments how you feel about it. Maybe if somebody need to be changed. Let me know if I forgot somebody, because I'm pretty sure this was everybody that we got on global. Really everybody we ever got, period. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.